for the month of January. Let's start the revision video. Let's take a look at important days first. Army Day. Army Day is celebrated on 15th of January, and it is the day when K.M. Cariappa, he took over as the chief, the first Indian Army chief, right? And we also have Army Veterans Day. Army Veterans Day is on 14th of January. And then we also have Army Flag Day. What is Army Flag Day? On this day, donations are collected for the army. So that is on 7th of December. It is also known as Armed Forces Flag Day. Then National Disaster Response Force Foundation Day was on 19th of January. Let's take a look at important obituaries. Viktor Saniev, he was an athlete. He was from USSR and he was from Georgia. He was a triple jump gold medalist in Olympics 3 times. He passed away. Kamal Khan was an NDTV journalist. Dion Landore was an athlete. Dion Landore. And Dion Landore was from which country? He died very young. He was from Trinidad and Tobago. Okay. Pandit Birju Maharaj from Lucknow Gharana, Lucknow School of Dance, Kathak dancer, he passed away. Shanti Devi, Padma Shri, social activist, passed away. Ibrahim Kieta, politician, he was a president of Mali, he passed away. Narayan Devnath was a cartoonist, he passed away. And Professor M.K. Prasad was an environmentalist. Now let's quickly come to the MCQs. Name the 17-year-old individual from Uzbekistan who is the youngest to win World Rapid Chess Championship. It was won by Nodirbek Abdusattorov. Nodirbek Abdusattorov, and he defeated Yan Nepomniachtchi of Russia in the final. Uzbekistan's capital is Tashkent. If I remove the word rapid, then the world chess champion is Magnus Carlsen of Norway. Understood? Moving on. In May 2019, Government of India formed Ministry of Jal Shakti. In fact, Ministry of Jal Shakti was formed by joining Ministry of Water Resources, River Development and Ganga Rejuvenation. So who is appointed as secretary now in this ministry? It is Vinny Mahajan. She is the former Chief Secretary of Punjab. And who is the Minister for Jal Shakti? It is Gajendra Singh Shekhawat. His constituency is Jodhpur. Who will head the 10-member committee of ISRO to explore the feasibility of the adoption of technology-based approaches under the Pradhan Mantri Fasal Bima Yojana? So remember, K.R. Manjunath is the answer. So K.R. Manjunath will be the head of the committee that will analyze how we can use technology in the Pradhan Mantri Fasal Bima Yojana. Right? In fact, there was one more committee that was headed by Saurabh Mishra. And this committee was again made by ISRO. So what is this committee? So this committee will do the cost benefit analysis of the agriculture insurance, right, under Pradhan Mantri Fasal Bima Yojana. So there are two completely different purpose committee. Saurabh Mishra committee was formed for cost benefit analysis of the insurance scheme, and K.R. Manjunath committee was for adopting technology under the Pradhan Mantri Fasal Bima Yojana. So don't get confused. And by the way, ISRO, as Somnath is the new chairman of ISRO. ISRO is headquartered in Bangalore. And you can see I've written here the other committee. Indomitable, a working woman's notes on life, work and leadership, is autobiography of which personality? It is the autobiography of Arundhati Bhattacharya. Arundhati Bhattacharya. Arundhati Bhattacharya is the chairperson of Salesforce India at the moment. Salesforce India. Which country approved the purchase of BrahMos cruise missile from India? BrahMos cruise missile was purchased. The order is worth $374.9 million and it was purchased by Philippines. Philippines capital is Manila. It is the headquarters of Asian Development Bank, and there is a person called Maria Ressa from Philippines. She is the Nobel Peace Prize winner. Uttarayan or Maghi, they are the other two names of which festival that marks the beginning of the harvest season. So we are talking about the Makar Sankranti festival, and it is called in different parts of India by different names. So you can see Maghi or Lohri, Uttarayan, Khichdi Parv, Makar Sankranti, Mag Bihu, then Makarovilakku, Pongala. So all of these are different names of the same festival. This is the beauty and the diversity of India, right? Makar Sankranti. Who was appointed as the head of the 5-member committee by the Supreme Court to probe into the security lapse during Prime Minister Narendra Modi's visit to Punjab. So remember, there is a committee now that has been set up under the chairmanship of Indu Malhotra. Indu Malhotra is the former Supreme Court judge. Okay, and Pradhan Mantri Narendra Modi's visit to Punjab, he was going to Firozpur. There was a security lapse, and to check that, there was another committee, but that committee was made by the Ministry of Home Affairs, and the chairman of that committee was Sudhir Kumar Saxena. So please don't get confused. These are two separate committees. Okay, one is the Sudhir Kumar Saxena committee by the Greh Mantralaya or Ministry of Home Ministry, and one is by the Supreme Court that will be headed by Indu Malhotra, both for the same purpose. Which department has been set up by the Reserve Bank of India to do innovation in the Indian fintech sector, financial technology sector? So this is nothing but the fintech department of the RBI. Reserve Bank of India has set up fintech department. And who will head this department? So this department will be headed by Ajay Kumar Chaudhary. Ajay Kumar Chaudhary, he is the executive director in the RBI. Where is Biju Patnaik International Airport located? From where Mukhyamantri Vayu Swasthya Seva was launched. It is an air health service. It means that in the tribal dominated areas like Malkangiri, Nabarangpur, Nuapada or Kalahandi, if a tribal person is not able to get ambulance, then he will be airlifted. So this is called the air ambulance facility for the tribal people, because these are very forest kind of areas. It is not easy for a car to reach there. So this was started by Odisha. All of these which I mentioned, Malkangiri, Nabarangpur, Nuapada and Kalahandi, are the places in Odisha. Odisha CM is Naveen Patnaik. And Biju Patnaik International Airport is nothing but the Bhubaneswara Airport. Which movie claimed the title of the best movie in the drama category at the 79 Golden Globe Awards? So this movie is The Power of the Dog. The Power of the Dog, and you can see here the best film drama was Power of the Dog. Best film musical or comedy was West Side Story. Best actor was Will Smith, and best actress was Nicole Kidman. Nicole Kidman, right? So this was the film called Being the Ricardos, right? She played the role of Lucille Ball. Ayush Minister Sarbanan Sonowal, he is also the Minister for Shipping and Waterways. He led the foundation stone of the Heartfulness International Yoga Academy in which city? So remember, it has been set up in Hyderabad. Of course, Hyderabad is in Telangana, right? And it's a yoga room. There are yoga rooms here, therapeutic yoga rooms for consultation. There are, it's a very luxurious kind of yoga academy. And he also started something known as 75 crore Surya Namaskar project. Surya Namaskar is a type of yoga which is very beneficial for the body, right? And 75 crore yoga Surya Namaskar will be done in 21 days, because it is the 75th anniversary of India's independence. Which 100-year-old dam in UP, Jhansi, has been recognized as a World Heritage Irrigation Structure by the International Commission on Irrigation and Drainage? So remember, this is the Sukma Dukma Dam in Jhansi. Sukma Dukma Dam in Jhansi. And it serves the irrigation needs and drinking water need of Jalgaon, Jhansi and some parts of Hamirpur also. It also provides water supply to Datia district of Madhya Pradesh. This dam is more than 100 years old. Who has been appointed as the chairman of Indian Council of Historical Research? Indian Council of Historical Research was set up in 1972 and it works under the Ministry of Education. So Raghuvendra Tanwar, he is a professor in the University of Kurukshetra. He will be now the chairman of the Indian Council of Historical Research. Goat-headed Yogini statue was stolen, right? And it has been now brought back to India from which country? So this temple was the Lokhadi temple, which is in Banda district of UP, from where this statue was stolen. Now it has been brought to India back from United Kingdom, Britain. One more statue is the goddess Annapurna statue. It was stolen from India, right? And now it has been returned by Canada. It has been placed in the Kashi Vishwanath temple. Who is the first Indian badminton player to become world number 1 in the under-19 girls single? She is from Mehsana in Gujarat. Her name is Tasneem Mir. Tasneem Mir. So we have some exceptional talent in badminton. Lakshya Sen is there, Aditya Joshi is there, Cyril Verma is there, and Tasneem Mir is there. Which village of Kerala has become India's first sanitary napkin-free village? It is Kumbalangi. No girl will use sanitary napkin. Instead, they will use menstrual cup. Because sanitary napkins, they contain plastic. They are non-biodegradable. They are not good for the environment. So, in this village, 5,000 menstrual cups were distributed to the women. Right? So, Kumbalangi is where? It is in Ernakulam district of Kerala. Recently, the Chief Minister of Haryana launched Haryana Kaushal Rozgar Nigam portal to generate employment opportunities for the youth, and he announced to set up the Atal Park and Smriti Kendra in which city? Atal Park and Smriti Kendra will be set up in Gurugram in Haryana, right? And Gurugram is also the headquarter for International Solar Alliance. To underline the importance of water sanitation and hygiene in schools, Swachh Vidyalaya Puraskar has been launched by which ministry? Swachh Vidyalaya is clean school, right? It has been launched by the Ministry of Education. But the Swachh Sarvekshan that is done by India every year is carried out by Ministry of Housing and Urban Affairs. So please don't get confused. A new species of rain frog discovered in Panama jungle has been named after which environment activist? She is from Sweden. Her name is Greta Thunberg. And this frog was discovered from Panama jungle. Now also don't forget one frog called Malabar tree toad. It has been declared as a state frog by Karnataka. Prime Minister Modi decided to celebrate 16th January as the day for what? It will be the National Startup Day. National Startup Day, 16th of January, to promote startups in India. And don't forget that now we are having 2022 year. So 2047 will be the 100th year of Indian independence, and this 25-year period will be known as Amrit Kal. It has been declared Amrit Kal by Pradhan Mantri Modi. That is the time period between 75th and 100th anniversary of India. Who has been selected as a change maker and baton bearer for the ongoing 16th official Queen's Baton Relay in India? So this is with regard to the Commonwealth Games. Commonwealth Games of 2022 will take place in Birmingham, which is in Britain, and in the opening ceremony there will be a Queen's Baton Relay. So Vinisha Uma Shankar will be a part of it. Vinisha Uma Shankar. Recently, which program is launched by the Minister of State for Culture Meenakshi Lekhi to promote the culture of Northeastern state? It is called Northeast on Wheels Expedition. Northeast on Wheels. 75 bikers. Why 75 only? Because it is the 75th anniversary of India's independence. That is the answer for everything. So 75 bikers, they will cover 9,000 kilometers of distance on bikes in the Northeast. So this is to promote the culture, and this expedition will be from 8th to 16th of April. And who is the minister, cabinet rank minister for culture? It is G. Kishan Reddy. So Meenakshi Lekhi reports to G. Kishan Reddy. Who was appointed as the brand ambassador of the Australian wine company called Jacob's Creek? It is Mithali Raj, the great Indian batsman. She will promote the wine called Jacob's Creek. And in Australia, Adelaide is called the wine city. Adelaide is famous for wines. Name the state where the first toy manufacturing Kopal toy cluster has been announced. Kopal toy cluster. The village is called Bhanapur village. It is in Kopal district of Karnataka. Kopal toy cluster will be the first toy cluster of India. Another toys from Karnataka that are very popular are the Channapatna toys. And Channapatna toys, they are from Ramnagar district of Karnataka. Don't forget that. Jagananna Smart Township website was launched by which state for fulfilling the dreams of the middle class family to own a house? So it was launched by government of Andhra Pradesh. And Bhishu Bhushan Harichandan, he is the governor of Andhra. Andhra has also created 13 new districts. So total there are 26 districts now, and 2 are the tribal districts there. Okay, out of these 2 are tribal district. So one is Alluri Sitaram Raju and the other is Manyan. These are the tribal districts. Recently, Ithira Davis has become the managing director and CEO of which finance company? So remember, he has become the managing director of Ujjivan Small Finance Bank. Ujjivan Small Finance Bank. Which organization has published a report called Pandemic Billionaires? So this report was published by Oxfam. It says that a lot of people became rich because of COVID, but most of them became poor. Adani Group and which country's steel company POSCO, they have entered into a MOU to explore business opportunities in India. So this is a company from South Korea. right? And together they will invest 37,000 crore or $5 billion in setting up, a project. In fact, they will also set up a steel mill in Mundra in Gujarat. Steel mill in Mundra in Gujarat. This is the main project. They will have an environment friendly integrated steel mill at Mundra in Gujarat. The investment will be 37,000 crore. Other companies in India of South Korea are Hyundai, LG, Samsung, Kia Motors. Activist Medha Patkar, she opposed the proposal to build a dam at Mekedatu on the confluence of which river? So Mekedatu project is coming up in Karnataka in Ramnagar district, right? Very near to Chamarajanagar district. And this dam is built at the confluence of Kaveri and Arkavati. Who has become the first black woman to appear on American coin? She is Maya Angelou. Maya Angelou. She was a civil rights activist and author. Which mutual fund company has been renamed as White Oak Capital Mutual Fund? It is Yes Mutual Fund. Yes Mutual Fund is now White Oak Capital Mutual Fund. Indian Railways has decided to redesignate the post of train guard to what? Train guard is now train manager. Train manager, and basically all the post where the guard word was used will now be converted to manager. Republic Day celebrations will start from 23rd of January now instead of 24th of January. So this will be to celebrate the birth anniversary of which person? It is Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose. And this day is celebrated as Parakram Divas in India. And what is 24th of January celebrated as? 24th January is the National Girl Child Day, and 25th of January is the National Tourism Day, and it is also the day called National Water Awareness Day. Which Indian state has come up with the Citizen Constitution Literacy Campaign? They will try to make every person in the state constitutional literate. It is very important to read the constitution, and Kollam has become the first district in India to become constitutional literate. We are talking about Kerala. Which state declared India's first conservation reserve for dugong, which is also called sea cow? It is a marine animal. So remember, we are talking about Tamil Nadu. India's first dugong conservation reserve will come up here. Right? Where? In the Gulf of Mannar and the adjacent Palk Bay. What is the IUCN status of dugong? It is vulnerable according to IUCN. Moving on. Which Indian badminton player won the India Open men's single title? India Open men's single title was won by Lakshay Sen. Lakshay Sen. And Indian Open tournament is also known as Yonex Sunrise India Open, after the name of the sponsors, Yonex and Sunrise. And he defeated world champion Loh Kian Yu in the final. And where did the final match take place? In the KD Jadhav Indoor Stadium in Delhi. Which Indian state will install a statue of British officer Colonel Johnny Peniquick in the UK? This is Tamil Nadu. Tamil Nadu will do it, and they will do it in Camberley, which is the hometown of this person, because this person made the Mulla Periyar Dam. And Mulla Periyar Dam is important. It provides water to Theni, Dindigul, Ramanathapuram, Shivagangai and Madurai district of Tamil Nadu. So he was a British engineer, Johnny Peniquick, right? So in his hometown, Camberley in UK, statue will be installed. Which Indian state will host the first World Deaf T20 Cricket Championship in January 2023? It will take place in Kerala. The answer is Kerala. It will take place from 10th to 20th of January 2023. Recently, which state government has launched Urban Forest Parks mobile app, which facilitate the visitors to plan their visits and journey? Urban Forest Parks mobile app has been launched by the government of Telangana. The answer is option B. Which ministry launched Raksha Pension Shikayat Nivaran Portal or Defense Pension Complaint Resolution Portal to remove or to resolve pension-related grievances of ex-servicemen? It was launched by the Ministry of Defense, and Ministry of Defense is headed by Rajnath Singh. His constituency is Lucknow. Kala Kumbh, it is organized as artist workshop for painting the tales of the freedom movement by the Ministry of Culture, along with which ministry? So this is a joint initiative of Ministry of Culture and Ministry of Defense. Ministry of Defense. Kala Kumbh is the name given to it. Which Indian company collaborated with Africa 50 investment platform to work in Kenya transmission project? We are talking about Power Grid Corporation of India Limited. Power Grid Corporation of India, it's a Maharatna company, and K. Shrikant is the chairman. K. Shrikant is the chairman of this company. So huge power transmission lines will be set up in Kenya. The answer is Power Grid Corporation. Who is tasked to lead the working group formed to improve the television rating point services, the TRP services? They should be made better. For that, there is a committee that will be headed by Shashi Shekhar Vempati. Shashi Shekhar Vempati. Madhya Pradesh wild animal called Kolarwali or Supermom died. Which animal is being referred here? So she was also known as T15, right? And she was in the Pench National Park. So she was a tigress. And she gave birth to a lot of tiger cubs and restored the population in this area. So that is why she was worshipped. Which ministry launched the Open Data Week to encourage the adoption of open data and promote innovation across India's urban ecosystem? Open Data Week was launched by the Ministry of Housing and Urban Affairs, headed by Hardeep Singh Puri. He is also the minister for also the minister for oil and gas, right? And we will have 100 smart cities in India. This is the mission, smart cities mission. Also, don't forget that Data Day was celebrated in all the smart cities on 21st of January, right? On 21st of January. And when was Open Data Week celebrated? Open Data Week was celebrated from 17th of January to 21st of January. And 21st of January was celebrated as Data Day also. Who has been awarded the best FIFA Men's Player of the Year? FIFA Men's Player of the Year is Robert Lewandowski. He is from Poland and he plays for Bayern Munich Football Club. And who was declared the best women player of the world? It is Alexia Putellas from Spain. Recently, which state government launched an employment mission called the Rozgar Mission to create 15 lakh job opportunities in the state in the next 5 years? So remember, Rozgar Mission is by the government of Chhattisgarh, and they will also take the help of IITs, IIMs, etc. Chhattisgarh CM is who? Bhupesh Baghel. Bhupesh Baghel. Which ministry organized the 26th CISO Deep Dive Training Program under the Cyber Surakshit Bharat initiative? We are talking about the Ministry of Electronics and IT, headed by Ashwani Vaishnav. We have also installed Rudra, which is the first indigenous server of India. The world's largest fish breeding area was discovered in Antarctica where? It was discovered in the Weddell Sea. We also started recently our 41st mission to Antarctica. It was launched by NCPOR, which is based in Goa. United Kingdom based Commonwealth War Graves Commission have listed which Indian site as the site with unusual features? It is the Kohima War Cemetery, and Kohima is the capital of Nagaland. It is the capital of Nagaland. Who released the postal stamp on the COVID-19 vaccine to honor first anniversary of India's national COVID vaccination program powered by Covishield and Covaxin? So it was launched by Mansukh Mandaviya. He is the Minister for Health and Family Welfare. The 100th birth anniversary of Hargobind Khorana was observed. He was well known as, he was a chemical biologist. Hargobind Khorana, he won the Nobel Prize also in 1968. Right? For what? He showed how the DNA can form proteins, how the nucleotides in the nucleic acid, they carry the genetic code and ultimately they synthesize protein. He got the Nobel Prize in 1968. We also celebrated 100th anniversary of one great musician recently, Pandit Bhimsen Joshi. India's first coal to methanol pilot plant has been set up where? It will convert high ash coal to methanol. It has been set up by BHEL, Bharat Heavy Electrical Limited, and Nalin Singhal, he is the chairman of BHEL. It is headquartered in New Delhi. So it has been set up recently in Hyderabad. Virat along with Dharmi and Hina were awarded the Chief of the Army Staff Commendation for their exemplary service. Who are these? So they are horse and dog. Virat is the horse that is used by the President of India bodyguard, and Dharmi and Hina, they are dogs, army dogs. Which payment bank became the third largest entity after Paytm Payment Bank and Airtel Payment Bank? It crossed 5 crore customer base. It is the India Post Payment Bank. And J. Venkat Ramu is the managing director of this bank. Which company has announced to acquire Call of Duty maker Activision Blizzard for $70 billion? It has been acquired by Microsoft. Activision Blizzard is a gaming company. And very recently, there is one more acquisition. Sony has acquired Bungie Gaming Company. Who has been appointed as chef de mission for Commonwealth Games and Asian Games? Asian Games will take place in Hangzhou in China, Commonwealth Games in Birmingham. Chef de mission will be Rakesh Anand and Bhupender Singh Bajwa respectively for the two. And what is the mascot for the Commonwealth Games? It is Perry the Bull. And the mascot for Asian Games will be Smart Triplets. Prime Minister Modi recently introduced the P3 movement in his speech at Davos. What is the full form of P3? It is Pro-Planet People. Pro-Planet People, right? And we have some targets. So, we have to reduce our carbon intensity by 45% by 2030. Then we have to increase the non-fossil energy capacity to reach 500 gigawatt by 2030. So our target is now 500 gigawatt of renewable energy by 2030. 50% of all the energy that we use in India should be renewable by 2030. Then we have to reduce the carbon emission by 1 billion ton by 2030, and we should become net zero by 2070. Who was crowned Mrs. World? It is Shalyn Ford. And Shalyn Ford is from where? So she was from America. Mrs. America was Mrs. World. And India was represented by Navdeep Kaur. She got the Best Costume Award. Indonesia has announced new capital. What is the new capital? New capital is Nusantara. And Nusantara is located on the Kalimantan Island in the East Kalimantan area. Understood? Earlier capital was Jakarta. The cabinet of which state government decided to introduce Mana Oru Mana Badi program? It was launched by Telangana recently. Our village, our school. Mana Oru Mana Badi. Our village, our school scheme for increasing or augmenting the education in the schools. And Tamilisai Sundararajan is the governor of Telangana and Puducherry. Which Indian naval ship recently had an explosion in the internal compartment? It is INS Ranveer. There was a fire in INS Ranveer. Recently, which operation was launched by Border Security Force to increase the surveillance in the Pakistan border? It was Operation Sard Hawa. Operation Sard Hawa is during the winter, and Operation Garam Hawa or hot air is during the summers. Who is appointed as the new Vice Chief of the Army Staff? New Vice Chief of the Army Staff is Lieutenant General Manoj Pandey. And who is the Indian Army Chief? Manoj Mukund Narwane. Which country's longest underwater tunnel Taihu was opened recently? It is a tunnel in China. Right? What is the length? 10.79 kilometer. And it will connect. It is in Lake Taihu. Okay, that is why it is called Taihu Tunnel. And it will connect Shanghai with Nanjing. And Nanjing is the capital of Jiangsu province of China. Shanghai and Nanjing will be connected. Who is appointed as the new chairman of Air India? It is Vikram Devdutt. Vikram Devdutt is the new chairman of Air India. And Air India, don't forget, has been acquired by Tata. Tata's company called Thales for 18,000 crore. Which ministry organized the Streets for People Challenge? It was organized by the Ministry of Housing Urban Affairs. And this basically challenge is to make the roads more pedestrian friendly, right? And this ministry also started a challenge called Nurturing Neighborhood Challenge. Nurturing Neighborhood Challenge. Which organization has launched a mobile app called Sarthi to provide information about the share market? It is SEBI, Securities and Exchange Board of India. SEBI. Which one of the following High Court became India's first High Court to induct a digital justice clock? This will basically show the pendency in our courts. It has been launched by the Gujarat High Court, and Gujarat High Court is located in Ahmedabad. Who has been elected as the new president of the European Union Parliament? Now it is Roberta Metsola, and don't confuse it with Ursula von der Leyen. She is the president of the European Commission. So don't confuse European Parliament with the European Commission. A native freshwater fish species commonly found in parts of Karnataka and Kerala has been included in Schedule 1 of the Wildlife Protection Amendment Bill. This fish is better known as what? It is known as Miss Kerala, and it's an ornamental fish, mainly find its way in the aquariums. Which state has set up India's first bamboo village to advance the bamboo sector? Remember, this village is in Tripura, which also started the Mother on Campus scheme recently. And the Maharaja Veer Vikram Manikya Kishore Airport has got a new terminal building, and this new terminal building was inaugurated by PM Narendra Modi recently. And there is a Buddhist university also that is coming up in Tripura, and it will come up in Sabroom in South Tripura. Biplab Kumar Dev is the CM of Tripura. And the village has been set up in West Tripura. Katla Mara, the name that they have given it is Bash Gram or Bamboo Village. Statue of Oneness is the upcoming project of which state? Statue of Oneness is coming up in Madhya Pradesh in Omkareshwar. It is in Khandwa district, located on the bank of Narmada river. It is the statue of Adi Shankaracharya. What is the height of this statue? It is 108 feet. This is the height of this statue. Name the country that is hosting the 20th edition of AFC Women's Football Asian Cup 2022. It will be hosted by Maharashtra. Where in Maharashtra? Mumbai, Navi Mumbai and Pune. In Mumbai where? In Mumbai there is the Mumbai Football Arena. In Navi Mumbai there is D.Y. Patil Stadium. And in Pune there is Shiv Chhatrapati Sports Complex. So the answer is Maharashtra. In India it will be hosted AFC Women's Football Asian Cup. Arrow 3 anti-ballistic missile has recently been successfully tested by which country? Arrow 3 has been tested by Israel. Israel is also doing their mission called Beresheet 2 lunar mission. KCR Kit scheme has been started in which state for mother and child? It was launched by the government of Telangana. It is for the welfare of the child and the mother. It will help to keep the newborn clean and hygienic. It will have 16 items like shampoo, soap, baby powder, clothes, mosquito net, napkin, toys and all those things will be there. There is a book called Boss, The Untold Story of an Inconvenient Nationalist, written by whom? It has been written by Chandrachud Ghosh. Chandrachud Ghosh, and Boss was born in Cuttack in Odisha. Who has been named as the captain of the ICC Men's T20 Team of the Year? You can see in the T20 Team of the Year there is not even a single Indian player. And the captain is Babar Azam from Pakistan. And this is the Women's Team of the Year, T20 Team of the Year by ICC. And you can see that the captain is Nat Sciver of England. But there is one Indian, Smriti Mandhana. So this was the video, part 3 in English of the 300 best MCQs, and I will see you very soon in part 4. Thank you for watching Study IQ.